Not everyone has the privilege of working with NASA or traveling to space during their lifetime. However, one thing is for sure: the universe is constantly speaking, and every system comes with its own mysterious signals and languages from the moons, planets, and galactical bodies. As scientists search deeper into space, they come to the sudden realization that not all of these sounds are pleasant and inviting. The brow-raising question is, what is the universe trying to communicate in such an eerie tone? Stick with us to the end of this video as we explore the 5 most scary sounds ever captured by NASA from space. Before we begin, make sure you click on the subscription button and hit the notification bell to join the moving train into a posh future. With that out of the way, let's dive in. Number 5. Howlin Wins. Since man first touched down in space, it has been believed that you can't hear sounds in space. In fact, what is audible there are radio waves and recordings of magnetic fields, which sometimes sound so eerie in the end results. However, there are many things that NASA has recorded and obtained, including the radio emission from Saturn, something that sounds like a howling wind during a storm. In addition, the plasma sound recorded by Voyager 1 contains a deafening high-pitched whistling in some places, such as Jupiter and the moon, Ganymede. If you're bold enough, NASA has made a playlist of these sounds and they're available on the internet. Number 4. Exploring our moon. The Earth is insanely loud. Even if all life ceases to exist, there will still be the clap of the waves, the howling of the winds, and the occasional eruption of volcanoes and earthquakes. However, are there any audible sounds on the moon? Let's find out. Giant Labs is a piece of music created by musicians, astrophysicists, and programmers. It owes its origin to 50 years of exploring the moon, beginning with the first lunar landing and proceeding with the total human activity on the moon until the year 2018. The sound composer of this piece of music makes use of corresponding sounds and musical instruments that precisely represent its musical chronological arrangements. And guess what's fascinating the most? This whole sound is supported by a ticking clock. Interestingly, one drum beat represents 1 year, while a larger drum connotes a decade. A simple beat stands for an event. Besides, there are also instruments which, well, depending on their height and depth, stand for the amount of events going on in the moon. One more thing, a contrast is made between string instruments and keyboards for the Apollo program, while wind instruments are made for all other lunar assignments. If you pay close attention to both pieces, then you notice there are mainly 2 picks with increased tones. As well, there is a high activity at the beginning of the 1960s and 1970s. Things start to get quieter for a few decades, and there's very high activity getting to the 2000s. This remains and does not drop off until the end of 2018. Altogether, this piece of music recounts about 50 years of moon travel history and is 2 minutes and 38 seconds long. Candidly, we thought things would never get scarier until the next sound we're about to show you came to the surface. Number 3. Mars Quake. Human ears are sensitive enough to pick changing pressure traveling through a medium such as sound waves. The absence of this medium makes sound waves go silent, but many other waves can still travel through a vacuum such as radio waves. As a matter of fact, the existence of radio waves makes it possible for scientists to read meanings into the chilling message the universe tries to communicate. Over the past 2 decades, scientists have managed to reach the inaccessible regions of the universe by making use of robotics. However, these robotics have reached their boundaries and now listen to interstellar voices. And this conveniently brings us to our next door neighbor, Mars, also known as the Red Planet. Mars is the 4th planet to the Sun, and honestly, this proximity does more damage than good. Its extreme temperatures, high radiation, and toxic soils make the Earth a far better option. Until recent, Mars was considered the perfect location for deep meditation. Maybe not. However, studies reveal quakes occur under the surface of Mars almost daily. To confirm their suspicion, NASA sent the InSight lander in 2018 for a detailed study of the red planet since its creation 4.5 billion years ago. Eventually, in April 2019, the rover transmitted its first observation using a seismometer to detect a Martian wind and more than 1,300 Mars quakes from 100 miles away. The sounds they make still give me the creeps to date. Number 2. Hoax Object. If you think you can find beautiful places on Earth, then you're in for a big surprise. Meet the Hoax Object, the most beautiful galaxy in the universe, first discovered in 1950 by an astronomer named Arthur Hoag. The object in question is a rare, ring-shaped galaxy measuring about 100,000 light years across and located 600 million light years from Earth. But that's not really what caught the attention of scientists. You see, the blue ring in the galaxy is dominated by clusters of young, massive stars, while the yellow nucleus consists of mostly older stars. In the sonification process, a clockwise radar scan transforms data in the image into sound. Bright light is represented with louder volume, and light farther from the center is higher pitched. Scientists can't help but marvel at this strange yet beautiful galaxy object. At 0.1%, the Hoax Object is considered the rarest and most complex object in the universe. How the object got its bizarre shape is one mystery that keeps giving astronomers sleepless nights. It is a hidden secret we might never know. Number 1. The sound from the sun. The important role of the sun in space can never be overemphasized. As the powerhouse of the entire universe, everything moves, feeds, and powers its actions directly or indirectly through its most precious energy. Hold on for a second. Let's digress a little. Any power-generating device tends to produce a humming sound. To generate energy, the device likewise consumes energy, converting energy from one form to another. As a component of the device moves, waves travel, and in the process create sound. NASA has also applied this clever technique to detect sounds from the sun. To achieve this, they collected the wave traveling in the sun and converted it to sound. And now, we can hear what occurs inside the cosmic powerhouse of the star. To put it more appropriately, the sound generated from the sun can be likened to a generator or other power-generating machines. But things start to get scary when this humming brings goosebumps all over the skin, just like now. Let us know which of these sounds creeps you out the most in the comment section below, and we'll tell you how we feel about it too.